So essentially this is the problem. 8 feet outside to outside, and it asks you to find the length of the rafter. And then also, if you wanted to do more fun, you could find exactly where the ridge post is and cut it. But in this case, finding the rafter is what we're after. And there is a couple other ways other than the calculator, which is the square. And I know that's what I started on. It's actually the best thing to use, in my opinion, other than the calculator, because this just does what that does. Yeah, well, you need one of these to use that, so the numbers on it, I mean. But you can also step the square too, that works as well. But anyways, so I'm just gonna put this down. That's my kitty. Okay, so it was a 7-inch pitch. Okay, here we go. So I just input 7-inch pitch. Okay, and then the outside to outside is 8 feet. So divide that by 2 is 48. And then in this case, we're using a 1.5 inch ridge. So I'm just basically subtracting 3/4 back that way from the center point. So the pitch is 7, and outside to outside, we determined the center point of the ridge was 47.25, which can be put in here as well, but I usually just convert it to 2 inches because I use a tape measure. So anyways, so let's just restart. 7-inch pitch, so 7-inch pitch, and then 47-inch, and then 1/4 run diagonal. So you can see it's pretty close to 54. What does it say? 54 and then small 11/16. So basically that's 3/4 minus a little bit, because 12/16 is 3/4. So I just went, well, 3/4 would be 6/8. So I just go a bit less and then add a heavy if you want to be a perfectionist about it. And then basically this is the same concept really quickly. So I know that I have the half of the from here to here basically already. I determined that from setting up the problem to begin with. You know, you just measure outside to outside, and you're not trying to cut the perfect roof or rafter. Essentially, you're trying to cut the perfect roof. So like this is just a simple outside to outside. There's but this concept I think gets overlooked a lot. Like this simple step right here, it'll make people's lives a lot easier. Anyways, this is the cheap and dirty way, which is actually the best way. But yeah, you need one of these to multiply this, unless you can multiply decimals in your head. I can't, so anyways, we're going to use the same run. At this time, we'll use, we have to convert this to feet, because this first common rafter length per foot run means you have to, it's per foot run. So all these numbers that you multiply, you have to multiply by the foot run. So this is inch run. So all I do is divide that by 12 inches, and that gives me the feet. Basically, you just go 47.25 inches divided by 12 inches per foot is 3.9 whatever. And then you go to the 7/12 pitch at the first line where the common rafter is, and it says 13.89. So now it's just a simple multiplication, the feet run by the 13.89, and that gives you 54.69, which again is 54.7.